On the distant planet of Zalania, Zara and Leora stood before the imposing council of elders. The room was grand, with walls adorned with ancient symbols and the air heavy with the weight of centuries of tradition. The elders, with their piercing eyes and stern expressions, delivered the verdict: exile to Earth. Zara, with her shimmering blue skin and flowing silver hair, glanced at Leora, whose emerald green complexion and bright amber eyes mirrored her own apprehension. They had broken the most sacred rule of their society, interfering with time travel. What began as a curious experiment had escalated into a violation that could not be ignored. "We sentence you to 1 Zalanian year of exile on Earth," the head elder proclaimed, his voice echoing through the chamber. "You will assume human forms and live among them. Only then will you understand the gravity of your actions." The girls were led to a sleek silver spacecraft, its smooth surface reflecting the light of Zalania's twin suns. They were given human forms, each retaining a hint of their alien beauty, and a small device to translate their language. As the spacecraft lifted off, Zara and Leora looked back at their home planet, a mix of fear and excitement swirling within them. The journey to Earth was brief, yet disorienting. When they emerged from the spacecraft, they found themselves on the outskirts of a bustling city, the night sky filled with unfamiliar stars. The air was cooler, the sounds louder, and the smells more intense than anything they had ever experienced. Zara adjusted her new appearance, tall, with long dark hair and piercing blue eyes, while Leora, now a petite girl with curly auburn hair and warm brown eyes, took a deep breath. They were on their own, in a world they barely understood, with only each other to rely on. The first few weeks on Earth were a whirlwind of confusion and discovery. Zara and Leora had to quickly adapt to their new environment. They found a small, rundown apartment and managed to enroll in a local high school, posing as foreign exchange students from an obscure country. Their alien technology helped them forge the necessary documents. The transition was anything but smooth. They struggled with the English language, their accents and unfamiliarity with idioms often causing puzzled looks from their classmates. Cultural norms were baffling. Zara couldn't understand why humans shook hands or hugged as greetings, while Leora was perplexed by the need to wear shoes indoors. Despite their efforts to blend in, their alien abilities occasionally slipped through, causing minor incidents. One afternoon, during a particularly challenging math test, Leora accidentally froze time, giving herself an unfair advantage. Luckily, no one noticed, but Zara sternly warned her to be more careful. Zara, too, had her share of mishaps. Her telepathic abilities, though dampened, still allowed her to overhear the thoughts of those around her. It was overwhelming at first, hearing the unspoken anxieties and fears of their classmates. She had to concentrate hard to block out the noise and focus on her own thoughts. Their alien quirks, however, didn't go completely unnoticed. A group of girls in their class, intrigued by the mysterious newcomers, tried to befriend them. The girls' leader, a kind-hearted and curious student named Emma, took a special interest in Zara. Emma was an artist with a passion for nature, and she found Zara's otherworldly demeanor fascinating. Meanwhile, Alex, a tech-savvy and inquisitive boy, was drawn to Leora. He noticed her peculiar habits and the way she seemed to know things she shouldn't. His curiosity led him to strike up a conversation, and soon he was spending more and more time with Leora, eager to uncover her secrets. Zara and Leora, wary at first, gradually warmed up to Alex and Emma. The two humans offered them a sense of normalcy and friendship that they desperately needed. With their new friends' help, Zara and Leora began to navigate the complexities of human society. Emma introduced Zara to the world of art, where Zara's ethereal perspective found a new outlet. Alex, with his love for technology, found a kindred spirit in Leora, who shared his enthusiasm for gadgets and science. As the days turned into weeks, Zara and Leora started to feel less like exiles and more like explorers in a new world. They were still cautious, aware of the danger of revealing their true identities, but the bonds they were forming gave them hope that they could not only survive, but thrive on Earth. Zara and Leora's first encounter with Alex and Emma happened on a crisp autumn afternoon. The high school they attended was hosting a science fair, a popular annual event that drew students, teachers, and even some curious parents. The gymnasium was buzzing with excitement, filled with colorful displays, enthusiastic participants, and the hum of conversations. Zara and Leora wandered through the maze of exhibits, trying to blend in and observe without drawing too much attention. Zara's eyes were drawn to a vibrant display featuring intricate models of various ecosystems, complete with miniature trees, rivers, and wildlife. The creator was none other than Emma, who was busy explaining her project to a small group of students. Emma, with her gentle demeanor and expressive green eyes, radiated warmth and passion. She noticed Zara lingering near her display and invited her over with a friendly smile. "Hi there, I'm Emma. Would you like to learn more about my project?" she asked, her voice welcoming and enthusiastic. Zara, taken by Emma's kindness, nodded. "Sure, I'd love to. I'm Zara." As Emma began explaining her work, Zara found herself captivated not just by the project, but by Emma's genuine love for nature and art. The way Emma spoke, her hands moving animatedly, her eyes lighting up with excitement, was mesmerizing. Meanwhile, Leora's attention was drawn to a different part of the gymnasium, where a crowd had gathered around a display featuring a homemade robot. The creator, Alex, was demonstrating the robot's capabilities with a mix of pride and nervous energy. Alex, with his unruly brown hair and glasses that kept sliding down his nose, was clearly in his element. Leora watched from a distance, fascinated by the technology and Alex's deep understanding of it. Sensing her interest, Alex looked up and caught her eye. He smiled and beckoned her over. "Hi, I'm Alex. Want to check out my robot?" he asked, his voice filled with enthusiasm. Leora, intrigued and a little shy, stepped closer. "I'm Leora. This is impressive. How did you build it?" Alex launched into an explanation, detailing the components and coding that brought the robot to life. As he spoke, Leora felt a connection forming. She admired his intellect and shared his passion for technology. Over the next few weeks, Zara and Leora's budding friendships with Emma and Alex deepened. Emma and Zara often spent time together after school, exploring art galleries, parks, and cafes. Emma introduced Zara to her favorite artists, teaching her about different styles and techniques. Zara, in turn, shared her unique perspective, drawing inspiration from her home planet's landscapes and colors. One evening, as they sat in a cozy cafe, Emma asked Zara about her past. "You never talk about where you're from, Zara. What's your home like?" Zara hesitated, choosing her words carefully. "It's different from here. It's beautiful, but in a way that's hard to describe. I miss it sometimes, but I'm starting to feel at home here too." Emma reached out and squeezed Zara's hand. "I'm glad you're here, Zara. You're special, you know that?" Zara's heart warmed at Emma's words, a blush creeping into her cheeks. "Thank you, Emma. You make this place feel like home." Meanwhile, Alex and Leora spent countless hours tinkering with gadgets and discussing scientific theories. Alex was relentless in his pursuit of knowledge, always asking questions and seeking answers. Leora found his curiosity infectious and felt a sense of belonging she hadn't experienced in a long time. One rainy afternoon, as they worked on a new project in Alex's garage, he turned to Leora with a serious expression. "Leora, there's something different about you. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I know you're not like everyone else. Are you hiding something?" Leora's heart raced. She trusted Alex, but revealing the truth was risky. She took a deep breath and decided to take a chance. "Alex, there's a lot you don't know about me. And yes, I am different, but it's a long story." Alex's eyes widened with curiosity and concern. "I want to understand, Leora. Whatever it is, you can tell me." Leora looked into his earnest eyes and felt a surge of courage. "I will, Alex, but not yet. Just promise me you'll keep an open mind." Alex nodded, his expression resolute. "I promise." As the days turned into weeks, Zara and Leora found themselves increasingly drawn to their human friends. The more time they spent with Alex and Emma, the more they felt a sense of normalcy and acceptance. They still had to be cautious, aware of the dangers of revealing their true identities, but the bonds they were forming gave them hope. Zara and Leora's friendship with Alex and Emma was a lifeline in a world that was still foreign and sometimes overwhelming. Together, they navigated the challenges of high school, shared their dreams and fears, and discovered that, despite their differences, they had much more in common than they had ever imagined. The seeds of love and trust were being sown, and the future, though uncertain, seemed a little brighter with Alex and Emma by their side. The weeks following the science fair were filled with deepening bonds and shared experiences. Zara and Leora felt increasingly at home on Earth, thanks to the friendship and support of Alex and Emma. However, the growing closeness also brought with it the inevitability of revealing their true identities. The turning point came one evening during a sleepover at Emma's house. It was a crisp Friday night. Emma's house, a cozy two-story cottage on the edge of town, was the perfect setting for a sleepover. The girls had spent the evening watching movies, painting their nails, and talking about their dreams and aspirations. Leora and Zara had tried to relax and enjoy the moment, but an underlying tension simmered beneath the surface. After a late-night snack of popcorn and hot chocolate, the conversation turned to more personal topics. Emma, sitting cross-legged on her bed, looked at Zara and Leora with curiosity. "You know, you two are still such a mystery," she said, her eyes twinkling with mischief. "I feel like there's so much about you that we don't know. Where did you really come from?" Zara and Leora exchanged nervous glances. They had been careful to share only vague details about their past, but they knew this moment was inevitable. Leora decided to start. "We're from a place far away," Leora began cautiously. "Much farther than you can imagine. We didn't come here by choice, but we found something special here." Emma tilted her head, sensing the seriousness in Leora's tone. "What do you mean? You're talking like you're from another planet or something." Leora took a deep breath, and just as she was about to explain, Alex, who had joined the sleepover a bit later, chimed in. "Come on, Emma, give them a break. Everyone has their secrets." But Emma's curiosity was piqued. "No, I really want to understand. I care about you both, and I want to know your story." Zara, sensing Leora's hesitation, decided it was time to come clean. "Emma, Alex, what we're about to tell you might sound unbelievable, but it's the truth. We're not from another country. We're from another planet. We were exiled here as punishment." The room fell silent. Emma and Alex stared at them, their expressions a mix of shock and incredulity. Alex finally broke the silence. "Wait, are you serious? This isn't a joke?" Zara nodded solemnly. "We're from a planet called Zolania. We broke a law and were sent here as punishment. Our real forms are very different from what you see now." Emma's eyes widened, her mind racing to comprehend the revelation. "So everything about you, the strange things I've noticed, it all makes sense now. You really are aliens?" Leora nodded, her voice soft but steady. "Yes. We didn't mean to deceive you, but we had to protect ourselves. Earth is still new and sometimes dangerous for us." Alex leaned back, his eyes thoughtful. "Wow. This is a lot to take in. But it explains so much. Like that time you froze during the test, Leora and Zara. How you seem to know what people are thinking." Emma reached out and took Zara's hand. "I believe you. It's crazy, but I believe you. You're still the same people I care about." Zara felt a wave of relief and gratitude wash over her. "Thank you, Emma. We were so afraid of how you'd react." Alex stood up and walked over to Leora, placing a hand on her shoulder. "And I believe you too. We're friends, and that doesn't change because you're from another planet." Leora smiled, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. "You have no idea how much that means to us." The revelation brought them even closer. Emma and Alex were eager to learn more about Zolania and the abilities Zara and Leora possessed. Over the next few days, they spent hours talking about their home planet, its culture, and the events that led to their exile. Alex, ever the scientist, was fascinated by the technology and biology of Zolania, while Emma was enthralled by the stories of its natural beauty and artistic traditions. As their friendship deepened, so did the budding romantic feelings. Alex and Leora found themselves drawn to each other, their shared love for science and discovery creating a strong bond. Meanwhile, Zara and Emma's connection grew through their mutual appreciation for art and nature. The trust and understanding they shared blossomed into something more profound. One evening, as the four of them sat around a bonfire in Emma's backyard, Zara and Leora realized how much their lives had changed since they arrived on Earth. They had come as exiles, but they had found acceptance, friendship, and even love. Emma looked at Zara, her eyes reflecting the flickering flames. "You know, Zara, I think you're amazing. No matter where you're from, you've brought so much light into my life." Zara felt her heart swell with emotion. "And you've shown me what it means to feel truly at home, Emma. I never expected to find someone like you here." On the other side of the fire, Alex took Leora's hand. "Leora, I don't care where you're from. I just know that I've never met anyone like you. You make everything more exciting." Leora squeezed his hand, her eyes shining. "You've made this strange world feel like home, Alex. I'm so grateful for you." As the fire crackled and the stars shone above, Zara and Leora realized that despite the challenges and dangers they still faced, they had found something precious on Earth. The love and friendship they shared with Alex and Emma gave them hope and strength. For the first time since their exile, they felt like they truly belonged. And so, under the night sky of a planet far from their own, two alien girls found a new home and new hearts to cherish. Just as Zara and Leora began to feel at home on Earth, a new and ominous presence arrived to shatter their sense of security. Unbeknownst to them, the Council of Elders on Zolania had dispatched a bounty hunter named Zorak, a relentless enforcer known for his unforgiving nature, to capture the exiles and bring them back for further punishment. Zorak's spacecraft landed discreetly in a remote part of the forest outside the city. Tall and imposing, with skin the color of midnight and eyes that glowed like embers, Zorak exuded an aura of menace. His mission was clear: find Zara and Leora and return them to Zolania, dead or alive. Zara and Leora first sensed something was wrong when they noticed a series of strange events around their apartment. Small, unexplainable disturbances began to occur. Flickering lights, doors opening and closing on their own, and an eerie feeling of being watched. Their instincts, honed on Zolania, told them that these were not mere coincidences. One evening, as they were discussing their concerns with Alex and Emma, Leora's communicator device beeped urgently. She glanced at it, her face paling as she read the message. "Zara, it's a warning from the Elders. They've sent someone to capture us. We need to be extremely careful." Emma and Alex exchanged worried looks. "What does this mean?" Emma asked, her voice trembling slightly. "It means we're in serious danger," Zara replied, her expression grim. "Zorak is a bounty hunter known for his ruthless efficiency. If he's here, he won't stop until he finds us." Alex's mind raced. "We need to come up with a plan. We can't just wait for him to find you." Over the next few days, the four friends devised strategies to evade Zorak. They used the school's computer lab to hack into surveillance systems, trying to spot any unusual activity. Alex rigged up a network of motion sensors around their apartment, while Emma created a series of decoy trails to throw Zorak off their scent. Despite their efforts, Zorak was closing in. He tracked their movements with precision, leaving no stone unturned. The constant fear and tension took a toll on Zara and Leora, who struggled to maintain their composure at school and in public. One night, as they were reviewing their escape plans in the safety of Emma's basement, the power suddenly went out. The room plunged into darkness, and a cold chill filled the air. Alex quickly grabbed a flashlight, its beam cutting through the gloom. "We need to move," Zara whispered urgently. "He's here." They rushed upstairs, but as they reached the living room, the front door burst open, and Zorak stepped in, his eyes glowing menacingly in the dim light. "There's no use running," he growled. "Your exile is over." Zara and Leora positioned themselves in front of Alex and Emma, their determination evident. "We won't go back with you, Zorak," Zara said defiantly. "We've found a new home here." Zorak sneered. "You think you can defy the council? You're coming with me, whether you like it or not." Leora, drawing on her latent abilities, focused her energy and began to manipulate time, slowing Zorak's movements. "Alex, Emma, get out of here. We'll hold him off." But Alex and Emma refused to leave their friends. Alex grabbed a nearby baseball bat, while Emma stood by Zara, ready to fight. "We're not leaving you," Alex said firmly. "We're in this together." The confrontation escalated quickly. Zorak, despite the time manipulation, was formidable. He used advanced Zolanian technology to counter Leora's powers, and his physical strength was overwhelming. Zara and Leora fought valiantly, using every trick and skill they had learned on Zolania. But Zorak's relentless assault pushed them to their limits. Just as it seemed Zorak might overpower them, Alex's quick thinking and technical skills came into play. He managed to activate a device he had been working on, a high-frequency emitter designed to disrupt electronic signals. The device emitted a piercing noise that caused Zorak to falter, his own technology short-circuiting momentarily. Taking advantage of the distraction, Zara and Leora unleashed a coordinated attack, combining their telepathic and telekinetic abilities to force Zorak back. Emma, not to be outdone, grabbed a can of paint thinner from the garage and threw it at Zorak, the liquid splashing across his body and momentarily blinding him. "Now go!" Zara shouted. They bolted out the back door, Alex's device still buzzing in the background, further disorienting Zorak. They ran through the darkened streets, their breaths coming in short, sharp gasps. Zara and Leora led the way, their senses heightened by the adrenaline coursing through their veins. They had planned for this moment, knowing they might need to escape at a moment's notice. Eventually, they reached an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town, a place they had scouted earlier as a potential hideout. Inside, they barricaded the doors and windows, knowing it would only be a temporary respite. As they caught their breath, Emma turned to Zara and Leora. "What do we do now? He won't stop, will he?" Zara shook her head. "No, he won't, but we're not giving up. We'll find a way to stop him." Leora nodded in agreement. "We have each other, and we're stronger together. We've faced impossible odds before, and we'll do it again." Alex, his face determined, added, "We'll help you fight, whatever it takes. We're not letting him take you away." The four friends huddled together, their bond of friendship and love giving them strength. They knew the battle was far from over, but with their combined skills and unwavering support for one another, they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. And so, in the dim light of the abandoned warehouse, they prepared for the fight of their lives, united by a shared purpose and the hope that together they could overcome even the most formidable of foes. The abandoned warehouse was eerily silent as Zara, Leora, Alex, and Emma made their final preparations. Shadows flickered in the dim light of a single lantern, casting long, ominous shapes across the cracked concrete floor. The air was thick with tension, each breath heavy with the anticipation of the impending confrontation. Zara and Leora stood together, their hands intertwined, drawing strength from each other. Alex and Emma moved around the space, setting up makeshift defenses and checking the devices Alex had brought along. They knew that their chances against Zorak were slim, but they were determined to fight. "We need to be ready for anything," Zara said, her voice steady despite the fear gnawing at her insides. "Zorak is incredibly strong and cunning. We have to use every advantage we have." Leora nodded, her eyes flashing with resolve. "We'll need to combine our abilities and think strategically. Alex, Emma, are you both okay with this?" Alex adjusted his glasses and gave a firm nod. "We're with you, whatever it takes." Emma, her eyes filled with determination, added, "We won't let him take you. We're in this together." As they finalized their plans, the sound of heavy footsteps echoed through the empty warehouse. Zorak had found them. The doors burst open with a thunderous crash, and Zorak stepped inside, his eyes glowing with malevolent intent. "There's no escape this time," Zorak growled, his voice reverberating through the cavernous space. "Your defiance ends here." Zara and Leora stepped forward, their hands still linked, their powers resonating with each other. "We won't let you take us," Zara declared. "We've found something worth fighting for." Zorak sneered. "Foolish sentiment. You should have surrendered when you had the chance." With a swift motion, Zorak lunged at them. Leora reacted instantly, slowing time just enough to give Zara the chance to telekinetically hurl a stack of crates at him. Zorak stumbled, but quickly regained his footing, his eyes narrowing in fury. Alex activated his high-frequency emitter, the device emitting a shrill, disorienting sound that caused Zorak to clutch his head in pain. Taking advantage of the distraction, Emma used a slingshot to launch a barrage of small metal objects at Zorak, aiming for his vulnerable spots. Zorak roared in anger, his hand shooting out to grab a nearby metal beam. With a powerful swing, he knocked the emitter out of Alex's hands, silencing its disruptive noise. "Enough of these games," he bellowed. The fight intensified. Zara and Leora worked in perfect sync, their combined abilities creating a formidable defense. Zara used her telekinesis to throw debris and create barriers, while Leora manipulated time to slow Zorak's attacks and give them moments of respite. Alex and Emma provided crucial support. Alex, using his knowledge of technology, rigged up improvised traps and distractions, while Emma's quick thinking and resourcefulness kept Zorak off balance. Together they formed a united front, their bond giving them strength. Despite their efforts, Zorak's relentless assault began to wear them down. His strength and endurance seemed almost limitless, and with each passing moment, the odds grew bleaker. Zara and Leora were exhausted, their powers waning, and Alex and Emma were struggling to keep up the pace. Just when it seemed Zorak might overpower them, Zara felt a surge of determination. She remembered the promise she had made to protect her new home and the people she had come to love. With a fierce resolve, she reached out to Leora telepathically. "We have to end this now. Together." Leora, understanding Zara's plan, nodded. They focused their combined energies, channeling their remaining strength into one final, powerful attack. A blinding light enveloped them as their powers merged, creating a force so intense it shook the very foundations of the warehouse. Zorak, sensing the impending danger, tried to shield himself, but it was too late. The combined force of Zara and Leora's attack struck him with unparalleled power, sending him crashing to the ground. The light dissipated, leaving Zorak lying motionless amidst the debris. The silence that followed was deafening. Alex and Emma rushed to Zara and Leora's side, their faces filled with concern. "Are you okay?" Alex asked, his voice shaking. Zara nodded weakly, her energy spent. "We're okay, we did it." Emma knelt beside them, tears of relief streaming down her face. "You were amazing, both of you." As they helped Zara and Leora to their feet, Zorak stirred, groaning in pain. Zara and Leora approached him cautiously, ready to defend themselves if necessary. But Zorak's fight was gone. He looked up at them with a mix of anger and resignation. "You've won this time," he admitted, his voice a mere whisper. "But the council will not be pleased. They will send others." Zara met his gaze, her expression resolute. "Let them come. We'll be ready." With that, Zorak vanished in a flash of light, returning to Zalania defeated. The threat, for now, was over. Exhausted but victorious, Zara, Leora, Alex, and Emma collapsed in a heap, their relief palpable. They had faced an impossible foe and emerged triumphant, their bond stronger than ever. As dawn broke and the first rays of sunlight filtered into the warehouse, Zara and Leora realized that their journey was far from over. But with Alex and Emma by their side, they felt ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Together they had found not only a new home, but a family, and that was worth fighting for. The dawn's first light filtered through the broken windows of the warehouse, casting a warm glow over Zara, Leora, Alex, and Emma as they rested from the intense battle. They had faced down a formidable enemy and emerged victorious, but the victory felt bittersweet. The threat of the Zalanian Council still loomed over them, yet their bond had grown stronger, and with it, a newfound sense of hope. In the days that followed, life began to settle into a new kind of normal. Zara and Leora returned to school with Alex and Emma, though they remained vigilant, always aware that another threat could emerge. The bond they had forged in battle translated into a deeper closeness in their daily lives. Zara and Emma's relationship blossomed beautifully. Emma introduced Zara to her favorite spots in the city, hidden gardens, quiet bookstores, and cozy cafes where they spent hours talking about everything from art to their dreams for the future. One evening, as they sat in a park under a canopy of stars, Emma turned to Zara, her eyes reflecting the starlight. "Zara," Emma began softly, "I've never met anyone like you. You've changed my life in ways I never imagined." Zara felt a warmth spread through her chest. "Emma, you've given me a reason to love this world. You've shown me kindness, understanding, and a beauty I didn't think was possible here." Emma reached out, gently cupping Zara's face. "I love you, Zara. No matter where you're from or what happens next, I want to be with you." Tears welled up in Zara's eyes as she leaned in, her lips meeting Emma's in a tender kiss. It was a moment of pure connection, a promise of a future filled with love and hope. Meanwhile, Alex and Leora's relationship deepened through their shared passion for science and discovery. They spent countless hours in Alex's garage, tinkering with gadgets, building new inventions, and dreaming up plans for the future. One afternoon, as they worked on a new project, Alex paused and looked at Leora, his eyes filled with admiration. "Leora, you're incredible," Alex said, his voice sincere. "You've opened my eyes to so many new possibilities. I can't imagine my life without you." Leora smiled, her heart swelling with affection. "Alex, you've made this planet feel like home to me. Your curiosity, your kindness, it's everything I could ever hope for." Alex took her hand, squeezing it gently. "I love you, Leora. I want to be with you, no matter what challenges we face." Leora's eyes sparkled with tears as she leaned in to kiss him, their love solidifying in that moment of unity. The four friends continued to support each other, facing the challenges of high school, the threat of future Zolanian enforcers, and the complexities of their new relationships. They formed a close-knit group, finding strength in their shared experiences and the deep bonds they had formed. As the weeks turned into months, Zara and Leora grew more confident in their new lives on Earth. They had found a family in Alex and Emma, and together they created a safe haven where they could be themselves without fear. One sunny afternoon, they all gathered in Emma's backyard for a celebration. It was a simple affair, just a small barbecue with laughter, music, and the comfort of being surrounded by those they loved. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Zara stood up, raising her glass. "I want to make a toast," Zara announced, her voice filled with emotion. "To new beginnings, to friendship, and to love. We've faced so much together, and I know we'll face more in the future. But as long as we have each other, I believe we can overcome anything." Leora stood beside her, raising her glass as well. "Zara's right. We've found something truly special here. We found a home and a family. Thank you, Alex and Emma, for giving us that." Alex and Emma, their eyes shining with tears, raised their glasses in return. "To Zara and Leora," Alex said, his voice strong with conviction, "to love and friendship." As they clinked their glasses together, the moment was filled with a sense of unity and hope. They had come a long way from the distant planet of Zolania, and though the future was uncertain, they knew they would face it together. That night, as the stars twinkled above and the world seemed at peace, Zara and Leora found solace in the arms of those they loved. They had been exiled, hunted, and tested, but through it all, they had discovered the true meaning of home. In the embrace of Alex and Emma, Zara and Leora found a love that transcended worlds, a bond that would carry them through any challenge. Together, they looked to the future with hope, knowing that whatever came next, they would face it as a family, united by love and the promise of a brighter tomorrow.